If you're a gatekeeper, you can have the passcode and you can just go right through. Or if the gatekeeper, what if it was in Thor Ragnarok and you're the black man and he pushes through time? It's just a gatekeeper of time. What if there's different gates for other things like material? What's the difference between material and time? That's a euphemism. How well you can weather nature is the longevity of how a flower bases its root system to being fruitful or weary. A flower's root system is based on how well its longevity is for its root system to weather the nature. Much like the ceiling, the flower's DNA as a replicate system is how good it can be without breaking its genome. And a defense mechanism, the fight or flight of how good its system can be before it weathered by nature. The flower's maturity is based off its quality of pollination. Plants are female and male. You can see this in a wide variety of flowering methods. One in particular that resonates with humans are apples. When you split an apple in half, it looks like the throat. If you open your mouth and stick out your tongue, look at the very back, is a similar shape of an apple core when you split it in half, and look at that design. Also, males have Adam's apples, which are a lump on their throat. Matching similarities is not a quality foreign to common behavior. You'll see that couples tend to look more and more like each other. Holy smokes. That guy's cruising, dude. Cruising USA. Woo! But you'll see more and more couples look like each other the longer they stay with each other. For plants, the properties of pollination are, once again, the fight or flight. Do you stay replicated in the DNA strain, or are you going to have a constraint with the weathering in order to splice a new clone, breaking the chain in order to defeat an infestation of a Japanese beetle or viral outbreak within the plant's ecology? But lastly, the unfamiliar property of a similar retrospect, the virtue of the coloration in water you can feed a plant will turn out to be what it makes its petals leaf as. If you put yellow food coloring in your water, the plant will absorb it and produce yellow petaled petals. How that's read in the rooting system, how it absorbs it, still up for debate. Where this serves as a brain archetype, where neuroscience is still struggling to comprehend much of the human's memory technique. What the hell? Trash day with all the trash cans out and just blowing it, they're all tumbling over. If there was ever a COVID in a trash can, it would be dispersed in a tornado-like fashion. I'm germophobic is why I think of these things. And then I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but I know it's really important. And then fractional math, it can be simplified to a form that is not actually that complicated when you involve isomorphism and hyperbolas, which are just taught in algebra. So the stronger the wind, the more a virus can get lodged from a longer distance, a higher rate of infection, the longer the wind can stay constantly blowing high and dry, the longer it is. It's been windy for ever since all winter, realistically, even more so once the snow goes down. With all the wind right after the snow melts, imagine all the masks that have had snow melt are now airborne. Imagine if there was a different airborne thing and it was dissolved right as the snow, so it was all up in the air. How strong this wind is just going outside would be dangerous. Trying to catch, it's like a kite, you know what a kite? It's incredible what can be compact in here. I could only imagine it would be something out from 10 years because the fiber optics came way too quick. We look around at the 5G tower, he's like, you know what they do. Water and electricity mix, don't they? You strap these suckers onto that tank, oh, now you got an accelerant. Radioactive tower threshold in between a second data point right across the street, like the Ferrari engine. Yo, I thought this was like something that wasn't coming for like 10 more years. Nah, it's here, and I think that's what we just saw earlier. So the things you wouldn't think but actually are, I'm running. The wind is adding extra pounds per square inch on my body, giving more resistance. It's like running underwater or running in a really thin liquid. One thing why I'm disheveled, and it just blows my mind each time when you realize what the hell they've been doing that we don't know. When you see the fire hydrant going off, just flooding the street with no one around, that raises my eyebrow. Coming out the ground has got some extracurricular weaving on it. I had a dream we plugged in a plug and the other wire was stripped, but it had little pieces of copper that you stuck in and some wasn't stuck in, but it still made all the lights light up. That would have been an extraneous situation that got made anyway. How fast is this wind? Let me show you. You think that this is normal? No, it's abnormal. That's extraterrestrial. Wind blow even more so. You're gonna get that go-gurt. Look into a tincture. In virology, what's equivalent to a tincture? If you don't know what a tincture is, it's like a concentrate. If you don't know what a concentrate is, you've never made orange juice from a frozen can. Not a frozen can, a frozen paper can. Excuse me. A frozen paper can. If you don't know what that is, then you've probably never made juice. Especially not from buying some from the grocery store. This is hard to understand because a lot of us have never been to jail, and a lot of us are so accustomed to the idea of just eating junk food because it tastes good. I went to Sal the Forts. It was a really niche place in New Jersey, and it was like a niche place because it was like an Italian cuisine that was in an Italian neighborhood, so it was small and kept, and probably like nationwide renowned. I ate the food and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like all the food I've ate before just tastes like plastic. And then the person I was eating with made me repeat that to the waiter. And at jail, a swole is just fillings and flavors. Whatever is edible, you make it taste good, so it is equivalent, then better than nothing at all. How many things in virology is equivalent to something rather than nothing? Having it do a little bit rather than nothing at all. You at the wind blow, I'm at the threshold. I'm yelling Winslow, it's time to get swole. Get swole. He's like, get swole. Not jail, they get swoles. When the wind blows, you gonna get some extra plate. You gonna see them cans rolling, whether it be Pepsi or Sprite. I love a different way to catch a sail. Well, I'll show you how the wind blow, like a kiss and tell. You can get wind abrasion by not looking. I wear my sunglasses because the rays of sun struck them. You're watching Zocru. I like to say we're the best thing popping on the internet. We're gonna go from extraneous, find the LCD, and show how that doesn't match up with common virology. You want to treat me like some cold turkey? Ain't no cold cuts from a rotisserie. I always thought your pushing doubt was on some misbehaving. While discombobulate was it worth always reciprocation? I always thought while pushing doubt over the miscombobulation